So noun forms are the, okay, we will go into the king of all forms after this. So just to explain a bit, noun forms maybe, I don't know how many are there, noun forms, but I think it's about 4,000 plus minus. Okay, people don't really learn noun forms. Okay, so when they learn noun forms, they just learn the most three frequent noun forms, which are the king of all forms, which is verbal noun, and then the subject noun and the object noun. These are the three most frequent or most common. Other than the 7 noun forms, usually it's just for nerds, if they want to know any noun, which form is it and what are the connotations of that forms. So if you want to go into advanced Arabic, then you can go into those noun forms. Other than that, a beginner would not really need to know the noun form meanings when you have a dictionary. When you go one level up, you should know the most frequent 3 noun forms, which I mentioned just now. And if you want to go further up, 7 noun forms, and more than that will be about 4,000. Okay. The benefit of knowing noun forms is you just can, play with words, and you see a word, oh, this form is plural form. Let's say the form of andad. Okay. If you don't know the meaning of andad, but when you know the form of andad, you try to get the form. What's the form? The form is, you just bring down the prefix and then bring down the roots. The roots is 1, 2, 3. First root is fa, second root is ain, third root is lam. You also bring down the infix, go down, it becomes af'al. When you see af'al, then you check the root noun hacker dictionary. Af'al, what number is it? Af'al, number 4, right? See number 4, the meaning is plural. Okay? So plural. So you know, even before going to the dictionary, this andad is plural. Okay, andad is plural. So once you know the form, you sort of know the 50% of the meaning, at least in terms of the form. So let's go to the king of all forms. Okay, the king of all forms is sure. So the king of all forms is the verbal noun. Okay, verbal nouns. So verbal nouns is the one in the verb hacker 1.6. It's unpredictable. Okay, some say there are 40 forms. 40 forms. Some say more than that. Okay, but what I have listed down for you are 7 forms. Okay, 7 forms. Okay, you will get form number 1, which is fa'al. It can be fa'al. It can be fu'al. It can be fi'l. Okay, there are 3 forms there. Alright, so whenever you see anything that sounds like this, like let's say, what is this? Rizq, right? Rizq. So let's take that. Let's take rizq. So rizq would have the form of what? Rizq sounds like fi'l, right? Sorry, should be this. So rizq sounds like fi'l because first root baris bawah, second root is sukun, third root, then you get fi'l. Okay. So rizq, because the form is fi'l, we know that it is a verbal noun. Verbal noun. So a verbal noun would usually have an an for Malay. So Malay usually it's an at the back. English, sometimes it's ing, right? Sometimes it's ment, ment. Sometimes it's arrival, al. Sometimes there is no suffix, like return becomes the return. So there's no suffix there. So if you were to apply, then the root meaning, the root of razaqa means, what's the meaning of razaqa? Provide and beri, kan? So beri. And then the root is beri, the form is verbal noun an. So rizq means pemberian, right? Pemberian. Of course it becomes berian, but then berian, you don't use berian. You say biryani, of course, but not berian. So you use pemberian. So any or almost any word that rhymes with fi'il, it's verbal noun. Okay, you have more examples there. Okay, what are the examples that I gave you? The second example would be, I think I give you faham, right? Faham. So what's the meaning of faham? Understanding, because it's fa'al. And kufur, disbelief or kekufuran. Okay, faham, understanding, or kefahaman. All right, so you have 3 forms here. So 1, 2, 3 forms here. Okay, give me another form which is a verbal noun. Can you read for me something there? Number 4. What about fa'al and fu'al and fi'al? Ada tak situ? Right? What number is it? Fa'al. Are you all lost? Number 5. See, fa'al, fu'al, fi'al. Fa'al, fu'al, fi'al. So this is like form 4, 5, and 6. Okay. The example would be sama, bina, and du'a. Okay. So when you see sama, bina, and du'a, you know that, oh, the form is fa'al, fu'al, and fi'al. Fa'al, fu'al, and fi'al is verbal noun. So usually the meaning would be the root plus an or plus ing. So the root is samawa, which means high. Okay, and then when it becomes verbal noun, sama means highness. The formal meaning is highness. The social meaning is sky. And sama, sky. But when you seek the meaning from its form, you have another meaning which is deeper than the social meaning. Okay, bina is building, because bana'a or banaya is built, and then because the form is fi'al, so bina becomes building. So du'a means da'wah means call, and du'a, the form is fu'al, it becomes call plus ing. Du'a is calling. Okay, so du'a usually means, when I ask you, what's the meaning of du'a? No, not the formal meaning. So before you come into the class, what's the meaning of du'a? Prayer lah. Du'a, right? Prayer. That prayer is a social meaning. The meaning that is sort of macam comes later on. But the meaning that comes first based on the structure, du'a means calling. That's why when we pray, we are calling, right? We are calling. So that's the benefit of knowing formal meanings, knowing noun forms. What are the other noun forms for verbal nouns? Fi'lah and fu'lah, right? So fi'lah and fu'lah. So this is two more. So actually we have many. So we have 8 forms actually for now. And then you have fu'ul. Fu'ul is the 9th form, right? What else? And then you have fu'ala and fi'ala. That will be 8 and 9. And then you would have fu'lan and fi'lan. That would be 10, 11. And then you have mufa'ala. That is F3. And then you have taf'ila, which is number 2 for ta. Okay. So for 3-letter verbs, which is form number 1, you have about 12 forms of noun forms. Actually not 7, but 12. Okay. You have other forms also for verbal nouns, but this is enough to give you a picture of what knowing noun forms can do for you. Okay. Any questions? It's too much actually. We can go until 3 days without stop talking about verbal nouns. Okay. And it's one of my favorite topics, but I know it will bore you till death if we go on talking about verbal nouns. Alright. Okay. So that's it about verbal nouns. Now we apply. Okay. After this, we will apply the noun hacking and verb hacking into what we have hacked, the 3 lines here.